Okay. All right, here goes. All right, everybody, sit back, relax, and enjoy the following content. All right? It's the morning show called The Morning Stream, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
Who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes great responsibility. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you again at 6.
My favorite season is winter. What is your favorite season?
The Morning Stream. I would sooner rot in your dungeon than sit at your table.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to TMS for Monday, December 19th, 2022, marking the triumphant return of Vermont's own Brian Ibbett. Hello, Brian.
I'm triumphant. I have returned.
That's right.
Triumphant
That's
from
right.
the land of Bernie.
Nothing but wins, and what did you plundered?
I plundered.
Yeah.
I snow shoveled a lot and did some long-lasting damage to my back and my right leg.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah,
no!
I have to schedule a doctor's appointment. It just wouldn't be me coming back from a trip if I didn't, catch something, break something, whatever. So I'm standing, even though I probably shouldn't be. I'm standing today, even though I have a little step in front of my little standing mat.
Sure, switch back and forth
That's
on that.
maybe about 6 inches high.
Yeah.
I cannot lift my right foot to put it on that step. That's how much it hurt. Like, without a lot of pain. Right now, I'm doing it right now. And
So
my toe still hasn't crossed the.
This sounds
the
like
height of the
sciatica business. Is it sciatica deal?
It is sciatica's business. Okay, now it's up there.
Oh,
Okay, it's up there now. Yeah.
man, these are
and
we are men of a certain age. Everyone.
we are men of a certain age. I think we were talking about Tina's chiropractor a couple weeks ago, and I've been to him. He's a very nice guy, and he's very thorough and asks a lot of questions. I think we're moving to let's get some X-rays on this business stage, as opposed to get on my table. I'll bend you up a little bit. See, I'll just
See?
push
You heard that
this
pop? Ah, that's the sound of my bank hearing your money go into it. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Exactly. And Benjamin says time to invest in a snow thrower. Get this, my dad actually has a snow thrower. So this all happened in Vermont. We were at their house, and he's got a snow thrower. However, it's basically an attachment with a giant spiral blade that's hooked up to a snowblower. Works with his. He just puts that on instead of his lawn mowing attachment, and it's a riding lawnmower, but you put this on the front of it, and it's great for most of the snow.
Right.
They had snowpocalypse and probably about 10 to 12 inches of snow there. So I was actually clearing just enough snow so that his snowblower could do it without just pushing a big wall of snow that wouldn't make it into the spiral business.
That's the problem. If the storm's big enough, you have to chip away a little bit with a shovel. There's just no way around it.
It won't. It can't consume all that snow. He must take a little bit off the top, so that
easily my top. It's in my top 5 occurrences of throwing my back out have happened with shoveling snow. So
yeah. Oh, and this was like a big, heavy, wet.
Ugh.
Monster snowstorm.
The wet kind's the worst kind. You want it nice and light and powdery. That's what you want.
That's right, exactly. But no, all in all, it was a great trip. Started out a little rocky. So we took off Thursday morning.
Yep.
Wednesday night, about 9 o'clock. So 10 hours from when we need to be 9 hours from when we need to be in line to get on the plane. I get a message from Southwest. One of your flights has been canceled.
Oh,
we've rebooked you. Like,
rebooked.
Is there
one of your flights?
Anticipating the storm.
What does that mean? Oh, it could mean your return or you're going or whatever, right?
Exactly. Okay. So what happened is we were going to fly from Denver to Midway, Chicago, and then from Midway, Chicago, we had a little 3-hour layover there. Then from Midway, Chicago to Manchester, New Hampshire, and it was the Chicago to New Hampshire leg that got canceled because of anticipation of this oncoming snow.
Right.
So I look and see what the rebook is, and it's changed to Orlando, Denver to Orlando, Orlando to Manchester, New Hampshire.
That seems insane to me. That's so far.
It's absolutely insane. And moved from Thursday to Friday. So it's going to be like a whole day later. And flying us in the day of the big, massive storm that everybody's predicting. So I got on the phone with Southwest and said, look, Manchester, going into Manchester is not the most important thing. We're going to this town, or I said we're going to upstate Vermont. So there are 3 airports that were close by, all about the same distance. What about Portland, Maine? Let's see. Oh, nope. We could do that one, but it's going to be a $200 extra cost per flight because it's not. They're not a co-terminal. Like it's not a Southwest terminal. They just have a gate that they can fly into. Yeah. Same with Albany, New York, which is also kind of the same proximity. I said, okay, well, we'll go a little bit further out. What about Boston? Oh, that is a co-terminal, and we can get you there Thursday. As a matter of fact, you'll land about 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours earlier. I'm sorry, let me take that back. About 2 hours earlier than your original flight, and your coming back flight leaves a little bit earlier too. So instead of getting back at midnight on Sunday, you're actually going to get back at about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
It's not that bad.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, let's do that, and and I can. Well, the extra drive from Boston is only about an hour extra time. We were already going to be driving 3 hours from Manchester to Jericho, so what's an extra hour? So that actually worked out really well. And we but here's where the problem comes in. We've already checked in for our flights, and it's the funny part is we're still flying on an exact same flight to Midway, Chicago, but then instead of going to Manchester, we're going to Boston. We had to recheck in now for the Boston flight, and because it was like 8 hours until flight time, we lost our great position in the Southwest line to get on the plane and pick your seat.
Oh, right, because that's how that works. I forgot.
That's how that works. So normally it's like, great, we check in 24 hours, and we're usually in the B group, easily in the B group. Nope, this pushed us into the C group. And Tina and I are like, well, I guess we'll sit together on the trip to Chicago, but probably won't sit together from Chicago to Boston.
That's what that is. The C group is basically the DiCaprio level on the movie Titanic.
It is, exactly. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, yes, you don't want that.
You're holding on to the side of a door. But you're able to dance on the deck.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can dance and bring some of the rich people down and freak her out, and then draw her like your French girls. I know how it works.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just as we're coming down the jetway, we hear the thing that we've heard a million times when we're usually in our seats, comfortable, sitting next to each other, is okay, pretty much all of the seats are filling up. So as you're making your way down the aisle, look left, look right, and if you see an open seat, that's yours. Take it.
Wow.
So I look right, I look left, and I see the very front seat of the plane, row 1, which doesn't have a place to put your bag. No big deal. I can shove mine
got the
up
wall right there, though, right?
Like the wall right there, exactly.
Yeah.
Is open. The middle seat, front row. I'm like, you know what? This isn't so bad because I'll have some more room. I won't have a dude reclining his seat into my nose. I'm sure I'll have somebody on either side of me, but it feels like there's still a little bit more leg room, and I can even cross my legs or whatever. So like, all right, I'll take this one. So I asked the dude on the aisle if that seat's available. He's like, yep. And he gets up, and he had like his coats and stuff on the middle seat. We know that trick, right? You put your coats there to make it look like that seat's unavailable, so you might get away with never having a seat a person next to you.
Sure.
He gets up, but as he's getting up, I can tell that something's up with this guy.
Oh, no.
Because he's having a hard time balancing. He moves his jacket and stuff from the middle seat to the aisle seat so he can kind of rearrange and maybe shove it up in the overhead bin. But he is way out of balance and kind of not in full control of his motions.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, oh man, is this guy drunk? Oh geez, all right, well, whatever. And so I take the middle seat. He comes over, or he comes back from putting his stuff up above, and he plops down, and he's got his phone out, and he's just kind of staring at the screen, like almost like he's trying to focus on it. And there's a call going on And he doesn't have AirPods in, but it's, it's, I can clearly see it's his iPhone. I can clearly see the, in a call, little red and green hang up and call buttons. And he's in a call like what looks like 3 or 4 other people. And he's just staring at the screen. He's not talking, and I'm not hearing anything coming from the phone. And then he's trying to push the button to hang up. And he's doing that thing where you flip up all of your applications so that you can close other applications.
Oops.
And he's swiping up and he's closing every other application on his phone. But that phone screen is still the far right screen. And he keeps missing it. He's like flicking up everything. He's like I'm guessing trying to hang up.
Were you tempted to reach over there and go, boop?
I know, I kind of wanted to, but, I don't want to, obviously, I don't want to overstep my bounds.
No.
So, finally, like, he turns it off and then turns it back on again. I think somewhere in there, the people he'd called but dialed had hung up. So, Stoic Squirrel, it absolutely let him flip up the phone after.
Yeah, you can do it. If you answered the call before you were unlocked, that's different. That's true. Yeah. But if you're in your phone and I make a call to my wife right now, I can flip all
If you've already unlocked your phone, exactly, then you can do it.
Not hard.
Anyway. So I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I'll just, I've got my iPad. I'm going to watch, decided to watch Shang-Chi because I'd only seen it the one time in the theater. So I decided to watch that. So I put in my little AirPods and I'm starting to watch it. And then I see him kind of like slowly hunching forward and his phone still in his hand.
You think this is a drinky thing or something else?
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
And the phone just falls out of his hand onto the floor, and we're taxiing down the runway to take off. So he's not unbuckling and getting his phone. So he's reaching over trying to get it. The sound of it hitting the ground wakes him up. And he's reaching around, he's trying to get it, and he picks it back up. And then he sits in his hand for a little while. And he starts hunching forward and leaning forward again and again.
See, and if I were you, I would be thinking, and you maybe were thinking this, but I would be thinking, oh, it's going to be a plane incident. They're going to turn around and land somewhere.
I'm thinking this exactly.
Oh, I hate that feeling. I hate it.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, well, he doesn't smell of drink. So it could be, it could be
medical. It could be.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking medical, and so that's why I don't want to just assume that this guy's drunk. But even, it's like I can understand having a disease that makes it so you can't, so your motor functions are affected. There's, diabetes can do that, hypoxia can do it. All these other things that I later looked up can make it look like that. He dropped his phone maybe about 12 times. Before the person across the aisle from him helped him grab his phone, put it in his pocket, and zip it up. At which point, he decided he was going to pull out his eyeglass case.
Oh, boy.
Open it up, not put on his eyeglasses, but just has his eyeglass, and then do exactly the same thing with his eyeglass case for like the next half hour. Drop it, and he's pick up the eyeglass case, pick up the glasses. I'm like, oh, and I keep helping him. Like at this point, those things are falling to places where I can help him pick it up. And I'm like, here you go. Maybe you want to put that back in your pocket. Oh, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Then they come around with drinks, and they come over. I'll do a Coke Zero, please. He says I'll have a cranberry, and I'm kind of just imagining what's going to happen. And sure enough, he gets his drink, and he's holding it.
Oh no.
And it's like going down the back of like I can see the drink going to the back of his hand, like the way he's tipping it up towards me. And so I kind of like tap him on the shoulder. Oh, hold on. Don't fall asleep on me here. Sure enough, not before he pours half his ocean spray all over my lap. Not on my iPad, fortunately, but on my lap.
Yeah.
But then he wakes up and he flings the remaining cranberry juice and his ice into the aisle, holding onto the cup, but it's like the compensating for
yeah, and then he moved it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Over there.
So did this end in you guys having to do something weird? Like I'm terrified about this end.
He seriously, this went on. The whole thing went on, and I talked to him a little bit. Said, "Hey, want me to help you out with that?" "Oh no, thanks. I'm good." And his speech wasn't slurred, so that's what made me really think, okay, it's definitely some sort of medical thing. And at one point, the phone on the floor went off with an alarm that said was like a self-set alarm that said, it's time to take your, and it listed like ambitruxabiliflorgan and something like that. And I was thinking, I'm going to try and remember that so that I can look it up and see what that's meant to treat.
Yeah. I mean, it could be ALS. It could be any kind of muscular thing, or who knows.
And he did at one point take a sleeping pill, got a little bit of water from the, or take a pill of some sort. Did get some water from the flight attendant, and it could be that he just took a sedative at the very beginning of the flight, and
oh yeah, that'll hit you pretty hard if you're not, especially if you're not used to those. Those will rock your world.
But it was like watching Arthur, a live one-man performance of the film Arthur for 2.5 hours.
Well, at least you had, I mean, it's somewhat entertaining of a thing. But did you? So you ended up having to do the Florida thing, or no? That got changed.
No,
right?
no. So we went to Boston.
That's right. Okay.
Denver to Chicago, Chicago to Boston, and it was that Chicago to Boston leg, the 2.5-hour leg that he was on. So. Worked out fine. Got the rental car. Drove 4 hours up to Jericho, Vermont, and had a great time. Went to a few restaurants while we were there. There's a place in, I think, Burlington, Vermont, called Bramble. We had some of the best food I've ever had at this place.
Really?
I had a drink that was Bols, BOLS gin and egg white and lemon, and like it was like all of these weird things, and then 2 blackberry pickled cucumbers on a toothpick across the top. And it was so.
Was it
I
good?
basically said, this is like the weirdest thing on the menu, and I'd asked the server, I said, am I going to kick myself if I don't order this thing and try it, and I leave here and I don't have it? She said, yes, you need to have.
Really?
You need to have it. Yeah.
There's egg white in there inside of it.
Egg white, yes. Hold on, I'm going to find the menu.
Was it all boogery and weird and viscous and?
No. It was just used as like foam. So basically, it was like a foamed up.
Oh, okay. So not like egg drop soup where it's like mixed in.
No,
and
gosh, no, nope.
That would be weird.
Let me see if I can find. Here we go. All right, here's the description. It's called the Garden Gnome. Botanist gin, basil simple, fresh basil simple. I guess basil would be the right way to pronounce that.
Basil.
Fresh lemon, egg white, and blackberry pickled cucumber.
So blackberry. Okay, I need a little explanation on that. It's a pickled cucumber, but done with blackberries?
It's pickled cucumber, but done with blackberries. And so they had, it was like you're having a pickle that was slightly fruity, like sweet, but not to the full level of like a sweet pickled cucumber, sweet pickle.
Well,
like,
that sounds fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love pickled everything, but that sounds really good.
It was really, really good. So that and the whole menu, just incredible stuff. I put a link to it in the.
Was it called Bramble? You called it? Was that the
Bramble?
Name?
Yeah.
All right. For those listening at home, it's Bramble. If you live out there, you probably already know. If you don't, you should go.
Yeah.
Oh, the prices aren't too bad.
They're not too bad at all. And the dinner menu, Bramble VT. So I had a. Where was it? It is a red wine braised short rib with palm puree, Jericho settlers, baby carrots, and a red wine reduction. And that was spectacular.
Oh, that sounds so good, dude.
Yeah.
So wait, this was this was in Boston?
No, this is in Vermont. We were only in Boston for like 30 minutes, just getting our rental car and getting the F out of town.
Right, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Well, this sounds great.
So
you avoided the actual storm. You luckily avoided it as a flight risk, and then when it was all done, you get to fly home.
Exactly. Yeah. Basically, we hunkered down in Jericho for a couple days, and really didn't even have to hunker down because they got things cleaned up streetwise fairly quickly. So we stayed in for the most part. Friday, went out for dinner at this Bramble place Friday night. Went to a couple places Saturday, had to go get some maple syrup because you go to Vermont and you bring back maple syrup for everybody. Mm-hmm. And then we went to a Christmas party Saturday night. Oh yeah, we went to the Ben and Jerry's factory on Friday during the day, and that was a blast. You get to walk through and see how they make the ice cream and the story of Ben and Jerry. Here's something I never knew. Jerry is unable to taste things. It's like he has perma-COVID. So here's a couple guys who founded this incredible ice cream empire, and one of them can't even taste the ice cream.
He never could, right? It was always a thing.
Yeah. He could the texture guy. So basically he was like, oh, okay, I'll do the I'll tell you when the monkey is chunky enough.
How chunky is the monkey, Jerry? Oh, it's chunky enough.
It's chunky, a little more chunky. Could you make it a little more chunky?
Did you see either Jerry or Ben at the place?
No, neither of them were there. They're basically just on the board these days. They don't even they come maybe once a year and do the thing. But there was one tour group where Ben or Jerry, one of the two of them, just showed up and joined the tour group, and nobody had any idea.
Really?
They were just looked like a dude.
I love that. You know, now that I think about it, if you have no taste and you're doing texture, that's actually a really good job, because you're not being distracted or swayed by what it tastes like. You are purely focused, 100%, nothing else but that.
It's almost like, you're Daredevil. Oh, I'm blind, but look at all my other superpowers now that I have. I can taste. I can do a texture thing.
That's great.
Oh, I'm lifting my leg again.
Lift up that leg. Okay. Get that thing up. There you go.
Okay. So we went to a Christmas party, and this is a Christmas party just from the people who live on this street, this dirt road that my parents live on. Yeah. I'm not going to dox my parents and say, what road they live on, but it's these houses are, a quarter mile, half a mile apart. They're not like you walk out and you're like, hi neighbor, picking up your newspaper, waving hi to him with the dog out in his robe or something like that.
Sure.
This is like, you see these people when you're in town, like, oh, you're on the same road I am. Oh, nice to finally meet you. So they arranged this Christmas party at one of the people's houses, and everybody brought food, and we chatted with everybody, super nice. But I'm going to tell you that there were 3 women there, and if there was a way I could have gotten a picture, I would. 3 women there who were totally rocking the Cliff Clavin's mom look.
Really?
The long gray hair tied back in kind of a ponytail.
Yeah.
Sweater, light colored cream or white colored sweater with a flannel shirt underneath it with the collar kind of coming out. And Clifford, basically you can hear the voice.
Yep.
And then 2 dudes sitting off to the side like Statler and Waldorf, 2 old dudes named Raleigh and Ellsworth.
Wow. But these guys are like, they probably protested in the 60s. They were probably...
Exactly, yeah. He's like, well, it's good that they finally graded our road.
That's right, dude. That's right. Any spottings of... that's where... I want to say Larry David. What's wrong with me? That's where Senator...
Bernie Sanders?
Yes! That's his thing, right? That's his state.
Exactly. Let's see where you went with Larry Sanders.
Yeah.
We did not see him. However, my folks did get to hang out with him at the midterms election party. And I sent you
that's right. I got a picture of that. That's right.
Of them all hanging out together.
I was hoping you'd see him out in the wild somewhere with his dumb muffs on. And
I was hoping, but no luck.
Darn it. Listen, the 1% with the 3% and the women.
The 40% of the snow has come down over 10% of the state, and the 30% of the people are out there blowing the snow with the 20% of their snow blowers and their 60% of their shovels.
And 100% have back problems.
Exactly.
Vote for me again next year. Well, that's great. I'm glad you had a good thing.
Yeah.
It turned out good.
It was a great time, a really good time, and I'm only just paying for it with my arthritis or whatever the hell this is in my lower back.
Yeah, I have a similar issue. It's a little higher up right now, and it's mostly from, I think I'm just sitting wrong a lot, and I realize I lean a little bit to the right.
Yeah,
it's starting to affect me.
We're getting old, Scott. We can't.
I don't like getting old.
Bodies can't recover from that sort of thing.
I don't like it. No, sir, I don't.
So tell me about this convo thing.
Yeah, so check this out. I got a great big convo. Okay, last night. We're at my side. We're at my side family's Christmas thing. So, like the 30 people that were there for Thanksgiving, we're all back together for this. and no one was sick, so that was good. At least
That's good.
as far as we know. But anyway, we're there. My mom's there, and John and everybody. And John's like 92 now. My mom's like 84. And they're getting old.
For those of you just joining us, the John relationship is
it's complicated.
He's the guy that Scott's mom married.
Yeah, the guy my mom married some years after my dad passed away. That's I can't call him stepdad because he's got zero to do with my raising. It just doesn't work that way. He's just this dude. Okay. So anyway, they're married and it's fine and whatever. But I had the weirdest conversation with him. My brother Matt, as you know, my Korean brother Matt. It doesn't matter that he's Korean. I just like to say it. Is trying to create a YouTube channel, and he's contributing to it every week. He's posting stuff, and it's usually like 4-minute shower head removal and replacement. Here's me making a weird kimchi thing. Here's some video of my travel. I went to Prague with my son and his wife, and here's some Prague video. Like, it's those kinds of things. Cool. And he really wants to make it like a cool thing and build it up, and he's excited about it, and I'm excited for him. The only complaint I have is he's not leaning into his weirdness in it. He's being too serious.
Yeah.
He just can't help it. The camera starts, and he's all very, okay, we're going to change this and do this. And I'm like, Matt, you need to be the freak that you are, and then you'll really get the views. Like, it'll go
What's
nuts.
funny is when you do video of him, it's almost like a switch turns on. He's like, hey, I know. Does stuff when you're videoing him. So maybe give him a cardboard cutout of you that he can put behind his camera. So that it looks like he's like you're taking the video of it. Maybe that'll get.
Maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's the whole thing. Is he needs someone like me on the other end, and then he'll turn into the 12-year-old he is at heart.
Exactly. Yes.
But anyway, he's been busy doing that and doing good, building a little audience and trying to do something.
Nice.
And John, he's talking about it. He's saying, "Yeah, I just put up this video, did that," and all of a sudden John pipes up at the end of the table with his mouth full of mashed potatoes and goes, "It's a waste of time." And Matt goes, "What?" And I look over at John and I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Do you know how many people are trying to make it on that platform? Do you know how many?" Which is, a little forward thinking for an old guy like him to even call it a platform.
Yeah, actually, right. No kidding. Yeah.
Anyways, like, how many people do DIY and all this? It's millions and millions. This isn't going to work. And he's just being all grouchy about it.
Aww.
And I went, John, why? I go, the probability of Matt becoming the next freaking Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or something is not going to happen. He's not going to be Markiplier overnight. We're not saying that. We're saying that they could carve out a little piece for himself. That's all we're saying.
Yeah,
and anybody, including you, could do that. He goes, do you even know? I said, John, do you know what I do?
In fact, I do know.
I go, do you know what I do? And he goes, what do you do? And I said, you don't actually know what I do. That's what I said out loud. And he goes, of course I know.
Really? Oh my God.
He goes, of course I know what you did. And I realized I'm edging up close to an argument. I'm not really looking for one. But I said, you don't know what I do. And I
draw funny pictures of cans, I think. You draw cans all the time. I don't know how that's a business, but whatever.
But no, then he just didn't want to talk about it because, of course, he doesn't really know what I do or how it works.
Sure. Yeah.
So I said, you need to understand, I've built a career out of carving out a chunk of this thing.
Yeah.
And that's all Matt's trying to do. And he 100% can do that. It's not, this isn't like I want to be Michael Jordan and only one out of every 8 billion people will become him.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can do it. You can actually do it. It's not that hard. And Matt's goals are not to be, number one. No one's ever are. The people that are number one didn't have that goal. They just got lucky with timing and viralness and the right thing, right time, right personality. Like that, all of that is already weird, right? It doesn't just happen because you planned it. And so I tried to explain this. He was just so dead set. Well, if you want to waste your time, I'm like, John, knock it off. I mean, I realize we're adult men over here, and Matt's an adult, and we don't need some 92-year-old going, you're wasting your time, as if we're 10. And then we need to get a real job.
Involved with your raising so that you won't call him, that you'll think of him as stepdad. It's,
I would have died in that household. I couldn't do it. Because he's a super controlling dude, and I love him for what he provides for my mom, but beyond that, he drives me up a tree.
Yeah.
And he knows I feel this way. This isn't like weird. If he heard this, he'd go, yeah, I know. I kind of have. But it's just like, why you got to be so damn negative? Why can't you,
Exactly.
I don't know.
And, if Matt wants to do this even as just a hobby, as something to do, you're never going to make anything with that stained glass. Why take it up as a hobby?
Right.
You're never going to make money from that.
Right. And also, I felt like saying, I didn't say this, but I felt like saying, you realize you are the stereotype. You're the old guy that tells everybody else not to do a thing. Then they go do a thing, and then they prove the old guy wrong. This happens all the time.
Right.
Do you want to be that guy? I wanted to say that. But instead I was like, all right, eat your mashed potatoes, you weirdo.
Well, there you go. It's that guy that maybe lights the fire under Matt to do an even better job, right? Then it's like, oh, I'll show you, and they end up, Matt ends up doing great.
It makes me sad that people have to deal with that. But anyway,
Yeah.
It was a weird moment. Almost escalated. I kept it on the down. It worked out fine.
Good. Well done. Well, it sounds like you defused it very well.
That's right. Now, I mentioned Titanic earlier, but not on purpose. It is the 25th anniversary of Titanic, everybody. That's how things have gone
25 years today that
Yep.
Titanic came out in theaters, and it's almost like we said, oh my gosh, a 2.5 hour movie about a boat, and James Cameron said, oh, just you wait 25 years. 2.5 hours is going to be a dream compared to what I'm going to do to you with the next Avatar movie.
That's right. Although I keep hearing that new one is great.
That's what I hear.
Nothing but praise.
People saying go see it in the biggest theater you can, biggest screen you can.
Yep.
So
3D, not so much. I don't care about that. But I think I want to see this in IMAX. I think I want to do that.
I think so too.
But I'm even people that are like super like down on like big blockbustery business like this.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, he made a real good movie. This is like,
that's cool.
No one should doubt James Cameron's prowess as a filmmaker.
And so you'll go see that, and then you'll come back and be like, oh, RR is only 3 hours. We could do that.
Oh, yeah, we could totally do that. Came this close again on Sunday morning. This close.
Were you really? Oh,
yep.
my God.
We got up and we said, you know what? Let's have breakfast, and we'll sit down and we'll watch this in the morning because we don't have the party till the nighttime. And then we had this reminder call that, oh, right, my nephew's coming over at 11, and he's going to be here, and we're playing video games today. And so we won't even be like halfway through it. So then I thought of your idea, which is watch half then and then just watch half later.
Yeah, exactly.
And Kim's like, well, I don't want to be. And I'm like, all right, we're doing this later. We have to sock it again.
Watch it through to Nacho, and then watch the second half the next day.
I just love that you have this Nacho break point.
Nacho.
I think that's great.
Which isn't even really what it is.
I'm just going to point at it like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Aviator and go, bup, 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 that's it, and then pause it.
Nacho, that's what Brian told me about.
Yep. Hear that whistle thing he does? I love that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to get Brian Dunaway all up in here because if we don't, we won't.
Yeah, exactly.
So we need to. Let me do that. Hold on a second. He is on his way. He will be here, and when he gets here, we're going to play a little half-asses. Excuse me. And we're going to push this button here to make it happen. Welcome to the program, if you will, one Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Brian. Are you all right?
You're at home.
No, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm at home. I had a rough night last night. It's not doing. It did okay this morning. My face is all swollen up. The eyeballs.
Oh,
I'm like,
geez.
what's going on?
What'd you do? You get some allergic deal, or what happened there?
I thought I had like a sinus infection or something, but I was talking to the teledoc, and he seems to think that since I have all this, I have psoriatic arthritis. Oh man, no! I've had this since I was 20. Whatever. And so
everyone thinks it's old person disease, but you've been fighting this thing since you were a young buck.
Since I was 20. Yeah. So anyway, apparently I might have some in my neck, and because of that, it's like inflammation in my eustachian tubes, which can lead to infections and everything else. And I'm like, lovely, let's get this done.
Dude, I feel bad. I hate that you have to deal with that.
I'm feeling okay right now. I'm feeling all right. I feel better now that you guys called.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, good.
That's what we're here for. We're here to
Don't
call you.
feel sorry for me. I've got a charmed life, and if I have to deal with a little bit of BS here and there, it's all right.
I was worried that it was going to be something like, it turns out I'm allergic to 3D printer filament, and you wouldn't be able to.
Hilarious. If that was the case, I'm definitely allergic to it.
Well, you got your printer. Have you had any?
I did.
Just do a quick little update. Did you do anything cool with it yet, or? What's your deal?
Absolutely. I've been printing some Christmas stuff out. I printed a cool little snowman out, and I've let me put it this way. I've had more fails than I've had successes, and that bullshit where people go, "Hey, you spent a little extra 15 minutes doing the bed leveling." I've spent 2 days leveling beds. Ain't no effing 15 minutes.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah. Bed leveling is the toughest thing, and that's why I always say, if somebody's looking for a new printer, definitely get automatic bed leveling. It is so worth it.
I did, and I ordered.
Oh, you did.
Just real quick, I ordered from what I thought was the official Creality website. I got to Ender 3 version 2, whatever. I ordered from what I thought was the official site because it was crealityofficial.com. Turns out they're just a reseller. Now they're licensed or whatever through Creality, but they got it to me really fast. But all their software is wrong. Nothing's right. Everything's wrong. And so I'm like, I've been trying to understand all of that. And so here I am 2 days later, face is swollen up. I don't think it has anything to do with the 3D printer, but still, who knows?
Sure.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the
by the 3D bug. That's why your face is all swollen up.
Man. And some of the things I'm doing with this thing, the first thing I printed was like a little box and it with like a little hinge. And I just printed the whole thing and I'm like, well, I'll have to assemble it. And I just pick it up and it just opens right up. I'm like, how the hell did it make a hinge?
Yeah.
Without even, what is this magic?
I know it is. It's dark magic. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But once you get something leveled, if you get something leveled, you can kind of then set it and forget it, right? Are you done leveling, or do you have to always worry about it? Okay.
You've pretty much got to level.
Level
every,
is life. Level is life. Life is
few
level.
prints, just because as you're pulling stuff off the plate, sometimes that resets the leveling or causes.
And there's wheels involved. If the wheels get too loose, they might when they come down, it might push it up just a little bit or down. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not recommended for people without patience. How about that?
That is for sure.
Well, I'm excited nonetheless to have you here. And swollen face or not, we're going to play half-asses. Hey, Brian, explain it and tell us who we're winning prizes for today, won't you?
Sure. Welcome to the Morning Half-Asses, a trivia game where I'm going to be giving you two the answers. I'm going to be giving them a category and 6 possible answers. 3 of those answers are correct. 3 that are bold-faced lies. Depending on how confident you feel with the category, you can give 1, 2, or 3 guesses, but if any of those guesses are wrong, you get 0 points for that round. Get 1 right, you get a point. Get 2 right, you get 3 points. And get 3 right, you get 5 points. We're going to go for 3 rounds, and the person with the most points after 3 rounds wins the prize for their contestant. And contestants are pulled from members of the Tadpole that aren't able to be here live. Scott, you're playing for Nikolai in Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Nice.
Part of the inland empire of California.
Yeah.
Brian, you're going to be playing for Jeremy in Kansas City, 3 exclamation points.
Ooh, Kansas City.
The Kansas City has exclamation points, or the name has exclamation points?
No, the name, the city.
Kansas City has the exclamation points.
Yeah.
Very excited to be a Kansas Cityan.
Yeah, well done.
As was before, our first question comes to us from a listener, and because it's been a week since I plugged this one in as preparation because I was supposed to come in at midnight last night, I don't remember what question is, so we'll all look at it together. Question number 1. Oh, yeah, submitted by Win Magus. Cards currently available in Marvel Snap. So, there's a ton of cards available in the game Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
Which of these 6 are ones that you can currently get in Marvel Snap? Are they Goose, Jean Grey, War Machine, Crossbones, Sandman, or Kate Bishop? 3 of those you can have. 3 of those you cannot have.
They all feel right and they all feel wrong all at the same time.
That's the problem is they've got all kinds of stuff they're holding on to,
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easy to forget that, like, even though like an area or whatever they call that in the front of you, the 3 lanes, what are they called? Environments, whatever they are.
Yeah, the 3 locations.
Locations,
what they call them.
Sometimes those make references to stuff that then makes you think, oh, that's in the game, but really that character hasn't shown up yet. So it's like, this is a tricky question. Yeah. All right. Well, I locked in. I don't know how well I did. I have no idea.
Scott's locked in.
I'm afraid. I'm just not sure about this last. I'm just gonna go with 2. I'm not
Brian
sure about
locks
the
in
last
2. Scott, you chose exactly the 3 cards that are not in the game.
Oh shit! Really?
Scott chose Jean Grey, War Machine, and Kate Bishop. None of which are available in Marvel Snap. Goose,
I almost said War Machine. Oh, I came so close.
The cat that keeps you from being able to play any cards higher than 3.
I've memed it. Yeah, seen it.
Yep. Crossbones, which some benefit if you're winning that lane or something. And Sandman, which keeps it so your opponent can only play, or so you and your opponent can only play 1 card per turn.
I knew I'd seen Sandman in some advertising work, and then the Goose thing I've seen, but I wasn't sure about the other.
Yeah. Well, you did better than me. Freaking nicely done.
It's
bet.
surprising that War
they've
Machine
disowned
and
Jean
Grey.
Grey. Yeah, they've disowned Jean Grey since that movie, I think, for a little while.
They're gonna let that simmer.
They're giving it a little cool down.
Sansa Stark ruined
And
Jean
Kate
Grey.
Bishop?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, we just had a great TV show with the Disney Plus TV show with Kate Bishop.
I think Kate Bishop should be in there. She's amazing in the
think so.
comics. Why not?
And these all will eventually, surely be added.
Oh,
to
yeah.
the,
Everything will be eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Cyrenex says Crossbones can only be played on location you're winning. So
Okay.
that's his. But he's a good high value card for points. All right, let's get to question number 2. Boxers who defeated Muhammad Ali. So 6 boxers here. Could be both. 3 of them defeated Muhammad Ali. 3 of them didn't. Your choices are Joe Frazier, George Foreman and his grill, Ken Norton, Sonny Liston, Larry Holmes, and Michael Spinks.
I
3
like
of
the
them
idea that
defeated
he
Muhammad
beat
Ali.
him. He
Yeah,
beat him with the grill. I like
his
that.
grill, exactly. And all his children named George.
So
Yep.
pretty.
All the George kids came out. That was a special power as he unleashed all the George children.
Exactly.
Boy.
I'm just not sure, right? I watched a documentary, and I'm trying to remember the Ali movie too, and I'm like,
I think it's.
am I remembering things incorrectly?
I think I know one for sure, one maybe, and that's all I'm choosing.
Okay.
If I choose 3, I'll
All right,
blow it.
Scott's locked in.
All right,
Brian?
I'll just go with 1.
Okay.
And get a point.
Joe Frazier, you both settled on Joe Frazier. Yeah, Joe Frazier totally defeated Muhammad Ali. George Foreman did not. Ken Norton did. Sonny Liston did not. And Larry Holmes did. Michael Spinks did not. So
damn it!
Another point for Brian. And
I was sure Spinks had a win. I don't know why I thought that. Damn it!
yeah.
All right. What do you got, Brian? 4-0. I can still come back.
4-0 so far, but you can still come back. You need to get all 3 in this one, Scott. To
And I need to get none. So there you go.
need to get none.
There's
Exactly.
the answer.
The good news is we're looking at another movie trivia question. I love this one. Which of the people in this list appeared in a movie with Jack Nicholson?
Oh, geez.
Was it Susan Sarandon, Cameron Diaz, Roddy McDowell, Woody Allen, Boris Karloff, and Christopher Lloyd? 3 of these people appeared in movies with Jack Nicholson.
Some of
3
these
them did
feel
not.
like a trick to me.
Yeah, there's some tricky going on. Roddy McDowell.
Right?
Oh, dude.
I mean, one of these just feels like it's got to be right, and then some of them feel.
Oh my gosh, dude. One of these is so wrong it must be right.
That's what I'm afraid of too. One of them feels like there's no way. There's no way.
So
But
wrong,
then-
it has to be right. I love it.
I'm doing.
You better
Oh,
not
yeah,
just
yeah,
do
yeah. No,
2,
I just
Scott.
remembered
You have
one.
to do 3.
You
Oh,
gotta
I have to do
three.
3, don't I? Oh my
do.
gosh. Okay, one I know for. What is with my dogs?
Oh man, I hear him up there. Holy
I don't know
mackerel!
what they're doing.
I'm going with 1.
Nikolai is counting on you, Scott, to
have to do
bring this
3?
one home.
Susan Sarandon, maybe.
I should have went with 2 because it could be a tie if he gets it right by accident.
Okay, I'm choosing. I don't know. I'm choosing. I'm good. I'm in.
All right. Okay. All right. You guys both picked Christopher Lloyd. That was kind of the easy one, right? One
Yeah,
Flew Over the
yeah.
Cuckoo's Nest was Jack Nicholson, Christopher Lloyd. Scott, you also chose Boris Karloff.
Yeah, that's the one I thought was so wrong. It's
That was
right.
interesting. I know it's kind of getting me too.
Yeah.
Boris Karloff and Jack Nicholson were in a movie called The Raven.
Oh,
Look at you! If you get the
Very
last
good.
one,
total guess.
That's right.
All right.
The last
could
one, I
tie.
saw you hovering over Susan Sarandon, but you eventually chose Cameron Diaz. You really should have stuck with Susan Sarandon because she was one of the witches of Eastwick.
that's right.
Frick.
You dadgummit.
I was so torn on that one. Damn it.
That was too. I kept thinking. I think I know this one. I'm not sure.
the Roddy McDowell
Yeah,
one. I was pretty
surprisingly,
sure. It wasn't,
no Woody Allen, no Roddy McDowell, and Cameron Diaz. I had to think about too. Like, all right, was there like some sort of Joker thing in Batman? She was like a bit player or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
or
so
a
damn
cameo
close.
and
I
that
should have
one
just
thing.
gone with my guts and done that. Why didn't I do it?
Oh.
All right. Well, you know what that
So,
means. Brian, your person won. Brian, who was that again? Ibit,
that's
who
right.
won?
Brian
Kansas
Jeremy
City.
in Kansas City, chick, wins the prize. He's going to win a copy of PGA 2K21 and BioShock The Collection. So all the BioShocks. What a great prize.
No, it's really good.
That thing forever.
It's also a great golf game, by the way. It's very good. That PGA.
Oh, really?
Game.
PGA 2K21?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very good.
But don't worry,
BioShock.
Nikolai, you're not going away empty-handed. You're going to get the Maid of Skur.
The Maid of... I don't know what that is. For
Maid
once,
of Skur.
For once, I don't
Is
know
that
what that
made
game is.
like someone who cleans up your house?
MAID, yes.
Okay.
Maid of Skur. Courtesy of Wesley. Those other games were courtesy of...
I like the idea of being made of Skur because you're
Dave
made
Akers.
of the Skur.
Oh, the
whatever that
Skur.
is.
Yeah, the dark Skur. You are now made of it.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that a lot.
Right now, we are all made of Skur.
Speaking of being made of things, we are doing a Play Retro, but not on the normal Tuesday timeline. We're doing it on Wednesday this week. Brian's got a thing on Tuesday, so we pushed it a day. So Wednesday evening, 3:30 Mountain Time, we will be doing a show. Remind me what we're doing? I forgot what we're doing.
Gauntlet. We're doing
Gauntlet, right.
The first
cool.
successful 4-player arcade game, Gauntlet.
Yeah, and the first of what I don't know if it's the first, but it was the most influential and earliest examples of what a dungeon crawler video game could look like.
Yeah.
There's a
It
lot
had
to
more.
say about
had
it.
like over 200 lines of dialogue or something crazy. It was. It talked a lot more than the rest of the machines.
Look, that
Not the first one.
that game would
talked
remind me constantly that
food
Valkyrie needs
badly.
food. Yeah, she was always hungry. Anyway, that'll be exciting. That'll be Gauntlet 1 and 2 and beyond a little bit. We'll talk about other stuff. That'll happen on Wednesday this week for Play Retro. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Brian Dunaway, man, it's always good losing to you, man. I'll see you later.
Oh,
bye.
I see.
You know what he is? He's the Flava Flav of podcasters on the Frog Pants Network. Because Brian will like be describing something. You'll be going like, all right, and the person you're going to play for is in Kansas City. You go, oh, Kansas City in the background. He's like the hype man, right?
You're not wrong at all. Yeah,
I
it's
love
true.
it.
Exactly. And he wears the clock around his neck, so there's really something to that.
Yeah, and I think he did it on the stairs with Brigitte
Nielsen.
Nielsen. There you
Yeah.
go. I knew that was close with the name. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, our good pal Steven Schleicher will be joining us for a little Monday fun, so stick around for that. In the meanwhile, we got a little song here. Oh, but it's brought to you by something.
Oh, it's brought to you by... Do you know who an Arius is? Did I pronounce that right? Apparently, I don't know. Do you plan on playing Diablo 4 in June? Well, maybe you'd like to find out why that name matters so much. On today's Diablo Show with Scott Johnson, get subbed at frogpants.com/Diablo or anywhere you get your podcasts.
That is true. We're going to talk about Anarius today. And when I say we, I mean me. You'll learn about the origin of this fallen angel, why he's has that status, and why he's back in the latest trailer for Diablo 4. What that might mean for the franchise, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So check that out. That'll be up sometime today. It's a solo show. I don't live stream, so there's no live stream.
Right, sure.
Brian, tell me about the music.
Otherwise, it'd be you talking to the chat room and getting distracted by them, which is really tough to do on a solo show.
I agree. Nobody wants that. I don't think.
All right, well, Scott, you handled your loss to Brian Dunaway very well without any sour grapes. Let's go and listen to some sweet grapes. As a matter of fact, an indie pop singer named Erica Grapes, whose song is very sweet. See what I did there? Like a little segue. Perfect.
I like it. Yeah.
She is an English. Let's see. She is a. Where is she? Where's she from? I don't know. She's from everywhere.
She's from everywhere. Yeah. Don't pin. You can't hold her down or pin her down. She's just wherever she wants to be.
Exactly. This is a minimal song, just under 2 minutes, 1 minute and 59 seconds long, written by the English composer and musician Felix Subway, and produced by the Italian producer Andrea Del Miglio. However, this is just gorgeous and sweet and beautiful and awesome. And it's only 2 minutes long, so if you don't like it, you don't have to wait too long, but you're going to love it. Let me just tell you right now. Here is Erica Grapes and the song Out of Depth.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm Gene Webb. Today we're going to be carving a Santa Claus face for the holiday.
I look like a Christmas tree or a pear.
The Morning Stream. Never look in the eyes of those you kill. They will haunt you forever. I know.
And we're back. Hey, who is that short song again? Who made that?
Yeah, you might be thinking to yourself, is that Emiliana Torini or Dido or Hope Sandoval? No, that is Erica Grapes and a brand new single called Out of Depth. Just a gorgeous dream pop, alt pop song. And check it out. Check out the rest of her music today.
Nice. Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Also short and sweet. You know, I like that.
Short and sweet, like Erica Grapes.
I ended up really liking your Shaggy Christmas album you shared.
I know you did. Yeah, exactly.
I like it a lot.
Or
not
Christmas.
Christmas.
Not Christmas. Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Sinatra covers. It's so good. It's
Come
funny.
fly with me, come fly, let's fly away. It wasn't me who did it, and I'll be back to do it on the floor someday. Won't catch me in the kitchen. Wasn't me.
It's too good. I really liked it. All right, let's do this now. This.
Steven Schleicher. Steven Schleicher.
Hey, it's Steven Schleicher, Major Spoiler Zone from Hayes, Kansas, who has some snow. You get much snow this week? What happened?
Not snow. Well, eastern Kansas is getting snow right now. We're going to get extreme low down to like minus 35 degrees below zero.
Jeez.
Come Thursday and Friday. So, yeah.
We've got a high of -2 degrees coming on Thursday right now is what they're saying.
Oh, man.
A high of 2 below zero.
We're also going to be very cold, but we're not expecting new snow, so we're not going to have like the white Christmas you like. You're just going to have a cold-ass Christmas is what you're going to have.
It's going to be the white Christmas you'd never like.
Yeah, the ones you don't want.
Blue Christmas with your lips turning blue, basically.
Or dirty snowdrift Christmas. Those are the worst. Yeah. Well, anyway.
You were talking about... Play Retro and Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. When I was a kid, that was the game to play.
Yeah.
We would go to the mall and we'd hear it all the way down the mall hallway. And we would all my friends, we'd just run down there to shove quarters into that game.
Do you think so? Okay, so I forgot what they called this, attract mode, I think. Arcade machines would have sounds, so you would hear Gauntlet do a lot of stuff, a lot of yelling at you before you put quarters in it. The other one was Marble Madness. They played this cool guitar solo. That was really cool. And then what was the Run?
Sinistar would do that as well.
Sinistar. It was always yelling at you. And I wonder if there's any data that suggests that actually really worked. It probably did.
It worked for us. Because I was like, oh, man. We could hear it, and we'd run down to see if anybody was playing because we'd be out of cross country or whatever. And so, 3-4 of us would all just crowd around the thing, just play until the coach was like, we got to go. And then it's like, all right, coach.
Oh, that's a shame. I used to love Gauntlet. I play it now, and I don't know if I love it anymore. We've come so far, It's a very repetitive sort of thing, but I have fond feelings for it. So
I am always on the lookout for a really high quality Gauntlet 1 or 2 full-size arcade machine.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And you can find them sometimes, but they're really janky in, this one's missing, half panel on the side.
Yeah.
And this one, we don't know if it works. Most of the time, you just see the more modern, like Gauntlet Legacy and stuff, all up for sale.
Have you thought about getting, Best Buy had those arcade 1-up Simpsons machines available for a while.
Oh, now that's a good idea.
And you could pick one of those up and just redo it with, emulate.
I could. But I've already got 2 arcade 1-up machines. I don't think actually 3 arcade 1-up machines if you count the pinball machine. So I think I probably need to not do that.
Well, I have
might be time to stop.
I have that 1-up little one that's Rampage, Gauntlet,
Joust, right?
Joust, and then what's the other one? Defender. Those are all on there.
Yeah, but the thing, did that Gauntlet one? It only had 2-player, right?
4. It had 4. Gauntlet 1.
Oh, did it? Okay,
yeah.
All right.
It was the first successful, anyway, 4-player arcade game.
That's why you'd want to do. That's why you'd need like either the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1-up, or the Simpsons 1-up, or the X-Men 1-up that has the 4-player deal, and then just rip out the guts and put in the Raspberry Pi and.
That's what I would do. If you can just get a good cabinet that's not torn apart. You can make whatever you want, Steven.
Yeah, exactly.
I will do that.
Okay, do that.
Too bad Henry Cavill won't be doing any more Superman stuff.
That's right. That's a good transition, sort of.
Well done.
Yeah, let's get to it. So James Gunn has made it official. He did a big tweet plus some other stuff because there was still a little confusion around it, even though Henry Cavill himself said, I'm not Superman anymore. But he confirmed. He says, yeah, we've met with him. He's awesome. Everyone loves him. But we're, the way we're moving forward, we're resetting some stuff. So James Gunn confirmed both that and that he's writing a new Superman film. Obviously, without Henry Cavill.
And the Superman film looks like it's going to be looking at more of the early days of Superman instead of the Henry Cavill-aged Superman.
Yeah.
That being said, he did say, hey, look, we've already talked with Henry Cavill, and we've said we have other ideas for characters from the DC universe that he might be able to play in our ongoing universe. I don't know if he's also had that same conversation with Gal Gadot, but certainly after this announcement, it's pretty clear she's also probably not going to be Wonder Woman going forward.
Yeah, and they pulled their cameos from the Flash movie. I guess that's not happening now because they both had cameos.
Really? Oh, the Flash movie's still happening, man.
Yeah, I know. I saw a thing that said the Flash movie comes out in 2023. I'm like, what? I thought that thing got totally shelved.
Yeah, if you're going to cancel that Batman Beyond thing or whatever it was called, what was it called?
Yep, and Batgirl and all that. Yeah,
cancel that too.
Cancel the Flash, save $1 billion right there.
That's what I say. Yeah. Really. I mean, I guess the money's been spent on production, so they probably have to recoup. But
doesn't matter. They don't have to. They did production on Batgirl, and it was almost done with post production, and they're like, nope, we're axing it.
It's a good point, but fans were upset and sad and everything, and then a bunch of them were like, oh, does this mean he's going to screw that news about The Witcher? He'll come back and be Geralt again?
Oh no, he's not doing that because remember, one of the reasons why he left was because he didn't feel like they were doing an accurate depiction of The Witcher as it appeared in the books, and that's one of the reasons why he
or the games, which is where he's the most. He loves the games, like a huge fan, and he just doesn't feel like any of this is matching his character. Which makes me
beyond playing, building PCs. What else is Henry Cavill into?
Well, a very lovely young woman who is his girlfriend. She's very
beyond that.
She's very nice.
That's an awkward.
I love how people give him are always trying to poke into his personal life, and he is so protective of her. It's actually really sweet. But anyway, since he'll no longer be Superman, my big hope was, all right, well maybe Marvel could poach him. Maybe we could do something over there. I don't know what. Just about anything.
Easily could use him for. I mean, we'll take him over at Marvel. That's fine. Yeah.
He can play. Like, what's the big yellow guy? That's the Superman. Sentry. Yeah, he could.
Yes. Oh my God, that's a great
Sentry
call.
Would be awesome, right?
It's basically yellow Superman.
Yeah. I would be down with that. But instead, we got news that he is going to probably be. I mean, this is a little bit early, but he's going to be in a Warhammer series on Prime.
Not only a Warhammer
series,
he's
Warhammer. I should say 40K. Warhammer 40K, just to make it clear. My favorite freaking backdrop of all time. I love it.
Yeah,
love it. And anyway, sorry, he's going to co-executive produce. You say?
Yeah, he's also executive producing the series apparently with Amazon and MGM Studios. And he says he's very excited about this. Of course, during pandemic, there's many videos of him just sitting there painting his miniatures and doing all the things. So this is something that he's definitely into.
Yeah.
If he went and did The Witcher because he's really into The Witcher, then Warhammer 40K is probably going to be right up his alley. He's going to dive into it.
He's one of those a lot of fun. He's one of those Hollywood guys who's just such a massive nerd. It doesn't feel like we deserve that guy. He's great. Freaking love him. And I don't want to ever hear anybody besmirch him unless there's something I don't know about. All right, so keep off.
Quit besmirching him.
Yeah, don't besmirch him. Anyway, I don't know what that looks like or what his role would be or any of that. That's all too early to say, but they put up a little teaser, a little animated logo thing with some music and stuff. My guess is Space Marine era stuff.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. What's one of the big head Space Marine peoples? I know it's all religious based and stuff, but isn't there
the Horus Heresy is a very good book. If they were going to take any series and turn it into a book series or any story stuff, they should take from the Horus Heresy. It's an amazing series of books, and he would.
What was that comic book
well.
series that came out?
Oh, I loved that. This last year it was so good.
Yeah.
Something
I don't remember.
It was a big. It was such a complicated name. It was actually kind of. I respected the name, even though I could never remember it. I respected it because it was way up 40K's butt. Like it was, it was absolutely from that world. They were not trying to cut any corners at all on the name. But it was Marvel, which surprised me because Marvel not known for their kind of bloody comics since they stopped doing what was the Marvel Knights or what it DC?
Marvel Knights was right with Blade and Werewolf by Night.
It's kind of like Black Label over on
right. Epic
DC.
Was also kind of their dipping their toe into more adult content.
Yeah.
They looked at this deal with what is it? Games Workshop. Is that the 40K?
Games
people?
Workshop, yeah.
Games Workshop, and I think they couldn't pass up the chance to either license it or work with them to get that 40K the Warhammer series out. And so
I don't know. I feel I've always
that money either.
I've always been surprised it's taken them this long for somebody to really go for it with a live action adaptation of some sort. But also, I do realize this is some nerdy subgenre, very if you're a nerd, you know it and you love it, but it's not mainstream like at all, and it's really dark and it's really, heavy and apocalyptic, and it's not mainstream. So the fact that this is now getting talked about, this is starting to make me feel. So Steven, let's see how this lands on you. Brian, of course, as well.
Sure.
I feel like more and more with more announced projects and what's currently happening over there. But, we just talked last week about a Dark Tower series coming there. We talked about all that. Plus, they've got Wheel of Time. They've got Rings of Power. I feel like Prime is angling to be the genre streaming capital of the world. It feels like. Like, I know there's plenty on Netflix, and HBO's got their stuff, and
if you don't count Disney Plus, but
yeah, that's true. Good point. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like they really want to get that stuff at a time where a lot of streaming places like Amazon or like Netflix is canceling some genre projects in favor of more mainstream projects because they're not getting the return they want. And Amazon's like, no, man, we want the weird nerd shit.
We'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean. You mentioned Wheel of Time, and I happen to note that the executive or the showrunner for Wheel of Time is also now part of this Warhammer series. So maybe that doesn't say much about the Wheel of Time series.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was well received in terms of that. I do wonder if it means were they going to do another season? I don't even know how that's going.
I think I mean, considering the breadth of that entire universe and book series, if they didn't want to continue it, that would be surprising.
That would be weird, right?
Yeah.
And then it would take him another 22 years to get to the Sanderson books that he finished that series up.
So I'm positive about this. If they want to be the place for hardcore nerds, that's great. But I'm somewhat hesitant because it's like, well, if The Hobbit doesn't work, let's try this 40K stuff. And if that doesn't work, let's do this Wheel of Time thing. And if that doesn't work, I guess we got Halo still, right?
Yeah.
And just throw everything at the wall and see what kind of sticks without a clear direction, which is fine because that's kind of what Netflix is they can do work in so many different genres and different properties. But if they're trying to be the home of X, then they might want to stick with X for a while.
Yeah. Disney Plus is technically the home of X, but you know what I mean.
Well, yes.
They are now anyway. So let's see. One other thing I wanted to mention before we move on to this another Amazon story, but I don't remember who told me this, but I heard somebody say that there's a series coming somewhere based on the Neuromancer novel by William Gibson.
That would be interesting.
That would be amazing if they can pull that off. That's been one of those like little like the Dark Tower. It's like, do we even want to try? This is too much. This is like way intense.
I mean, true cyberpunk stuff. Even more so than Blade Runner would totally be. I think a lot of people would dig it.
Oh, I would dig it. Are you kidding? Oh, I want it so bad. The Peripheral was a taste. That was just a taste, speaking of Gibson. Yeah. This is way bigger taste. However, I'm still an episode behind on that. I haven't finished it totally. And everyone tells me the ending is good, but incomprehensible.
Again, I wonder if all those people who say it's incomprehensible did not stick past the credits, because there is a bit at the end where you need to watch it.
Okay.
And it kind of, and if you have any questions, I think I have a grasp on it. Maybe Brian does too, on what everything means. But yeah, just you've got to watch that end credits and see if that doesn't make a lot more sense for you.
Okay, I'm going to tell. My brother-in-law was last night just going, I'm a smart guy and I do not know what happened. I can't connect the dots, and I didn't even think to say, "Did you stick around for the thing?" So I'll ask him. Anyway, let's move on. Amazon ordered a God of War series. Hey,
yes, they did.
Look at that. And so this is, and we have nothing on this like casting or anything, right? It's just,
no. This is just kind of announced kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we know live action though, right? That's as much as we know.
That's what it is. And I made a mistake. I said that the Wheel of Time guy was doing Warhammer. He's actually doing God of War.
Oh, okay.
And see where I get the confusion.
Yeah. Easy to do.
Gods and hammers. Although I like how I like how Variety spins this. The massively popular 2018 video game. Like that was the very first time that we ever saw God of War appear. And it's just like, okay, well, yeah, we can do that. And nothing that came before that will ever be mentioned.
Well, let me ask you this. So I want to cast this real quick. And my first thought was bald actors. Who's the coolest bald actor, right?
Jason Statham.
Well, he's too thin and wiry. I don't think he's
Vin Diesel.
He's too old. Well, no,
Henry Cavill.
If they're doing old, Henry Cavill isn't bald, but if they're doing old,
I mean, they digitally removed his mustache. They could digitally remove his head.
If they're doing,
you don't need exactly. Bald is a pretty easy stage to simulate.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm stuck on that, but I looked up this list on IMDb, and it has a list called coolest bald actors, and they've got Vin Diesel for some reason, Jamie Foxx, but he has a full head of hair in this photo.
Patrick Stewart,
Bruce Willis, Sean Connery for some reason. Samuel L.
Bruce Willis
Jackson.
ain't gonna do it.
Sean Connery, he's a little too dead for this, I think.
Yeah, maybe Alan Arkin. Let's get him in there.
John Travolta.
Yeah, Travolta. He's your man. He's bald now. But anyway, Kratos is a very unique looking dude, and I think that care needs to be taken. He needs to be massive, but older. You know, this is middle age. I assume they want to make the God of War that we're playing.
Yeah,
now.
they're doing the one with after his wife.
Yeah. So they got to do that. And if they're doing that, it's got to be an older dude. Maybe the head of the Watch, the gold cloak head dude on House of the Dragon this year. He was also a Hobbit in the Hobbit, or not a Hobbit, but he was a dwarf. I can't remember his name, but he played that really stoic, big, older dude that was like protected the queen. Do you guys remember? Did anyone watch House of Dragon? Brian, you did.
Yeah, I did.
You know who I'm talking about? The guy, he gave up his cloak in the end because he was like, I don't like where this is going. So.
Oh, yes.
That guy. He'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him all badass and everything. Anyway. And then get Cody Smith McPhee as the little dude.
And his ginormous eyes.
What's his name? J. Jonah Jameson.
J.K.
Simmons.
Simmons. Have you seen him lately? That dude's jacked.
Oh, he's so jacked.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
What was that? So that thing with Santa Claus, where is that?
Yeah, Santa Claus with the Rock.
That was where it was. Right. It was him and the Rock. Doing,
it's some movie or something, and he really worked out for the role and looks amazing.
Yeah.
Let him play Kratos.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, actually.
But can he do the Cave Johnson voice the whole time? That's what I want to know. Okay. Listen here. I'm God of War. See, I'm Kratos. All right. Well, anyway, there's that. Was that interest you, Steven? Are you a fan of the God of War series? Do you have any interest?
I was the very first game. You know, the one that came out on PS2 or whatever.
PS2.
PS3.
Yeah, PS2.
Decades ago. Mm-hmm. I really liked that game a lot. I didn't really get into the other ones that much. I'm sure I would enjoy them very much. I really enjoy more the Assassin's Creed series more than the God of War stuff.
Yeah. I think the new ones in particular, I just think are a weird modern miracle because you took these action button mashers that were pretty one note. Mm-hmm. They're fun, right? They're really fun, but they weren't like, there was nothing about them where you're like, oh, the depth of story and character.
Yeah.
And they somehow made that happen and did it in such a swift way and such a great way. Like I think they're almost like there are very few games that can do this transition, and they pulled it off. Or it makes me think more could, and they just don't have the guts to do it. So I have nothing but respect for those.
Odyssey, because you rave about that one on the Steam Deck, and I think that's
man, Odyssey is so good.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with Valhalla. It started out too repetitious for my taste, but
I just started playing that one.
I like Valhalla. Okay, it's not my favorite of the series. I'm torn between Odyssey and Origins.
Oh, Origins, I think. I'm sorry. That's the one that... Wait, which is the one that you were raving about on the Steam Deck?
That was Origins. That's the one it's set in ancient Egypt. I love that one.
Okay.
Yeah, the Greece one is Odyssey. That's the one that I really, really like.
Yeah.
And then, I
kinda,
just started playing Valhalla,
okay.
Starting it up, so I'm just to the point where, the Assassin's Guild people show up, and I don't know if the character shows back up many more times in Valhalla, but he's apparently the main character in the upcoming game.
Yeah. The
TMS or whatever his name is.
Yeah, the Arabic character is the new.
Yeah.
He's the new main dude.
Ooh, they are all on massive sale on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
I can get Odyssey and Origins for less than $15 each. 12 for Origins, $15 for Odyssey.
Oh, absolutely
Bingo,
worth it.
Bango, bongo, they are ordered.
Awesome value, and both of those, I played them both on Steam Deck. I actually finished Origins on Steam Deck, and it was great on there.
Cool.
No
Did you do all the side missions or just story?
Mainly story. I did some side. I still couldn't go back, and probably will at some point. I always like to do that. If I beat a story and there's leftover stuff, I'll let it simmer for a bunch of time, play other games, and then I'll go back and just start cremating side missions, which I always like
my
doing.
thing is, it's just like, Oh, what's over here? What's over here? You say that the queen's in danger and I must go see her immediately? Okay, but what's this over here?
Do you know what the only massive open world game like one of these, GTA style giant world sort of thing that I've ever 100%ed? Guess what game it is? And I'll say, to give you a hint, it was made in the last 7 years.
World of Warcraft?
No. There's so much that's so many things I haven't done in there.
Oh, the Mad Max Fury Road game?
The Mad Max game from 2015 is exactly the answer. I 100%ed that game. And I think I might have had it even been a different theme because I think that game is so underrated, freaking great. And that goes on sale all the time for like $5. Not to be missed next time it goes on sale because it's such a steal for that. It's so good. It's an amazing game. Well, there you have it. More good times on the way for 2023 and beyond. And we always learn these things from Steven, who has this great website called majorspoilers.com. Steven, anything going on the network for this Christmas week you want to tell people about?
We are wrapping things up. We're going to be doing our final look at the in-cal this week on the Major Spoilers podcast. That, of course, is the Jodorowsky and Mobius series from the 80s that is being adapted into a movie or movie series by Taika Waititi. I'll get his name correct one of these days. So we're going to wrap that weirdness up this week on the show.
Nice. Very nice. I had such a great time last episode being on there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, my gosh. I always have fun.
Too bad we read a horrible comic. But
yeah, that comic was not great. But listen, Aquaman's a mixed bag, right? You can't get you don't get what you always want with him.
Yeah, sometimes you're not going to get the king crab. Sometimes you're going to get the minnow.
That's right. Oh, I'll see what you've done. All right, that's great.
Wow.
Is there anything else?
Stay hydrated.
Oh, really? Even in the winter? Okay.
Wow.
Weird.
Just like right into it. Jeez.
Just stay hydrated and then out.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. That's it for today's program. We're about done here. I do want to mention once again the Diablo show today sometime, so get sub to that if you haven't already. A lot of you are already. Thanks for hanging out there and being there since 2019, since I did last episode. That's back when the last bit of news really mattered, but a lot of stuff going on, so check that out. Got a quick text here that I would like to read. This is from, somebody named Grendy, and they said, maybe you already answered this before. Have either of you done voiceover for anything we might know, commercials and stuff like that? Brian, do you have anything like if somebody might accidentally run into and go, oh my gosh, that's freaking Brian?
Yeah, well, there's there was a parody of Cars and Planes came out called X-Wings, I think, and it was done 3D animation style, Pixar animation style, but it was like X-Wing fighters, and I did the voice of the main X-Wing in that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of my it's like when you go to IMDb, it's one of my it's one of my things.
It's one of your things in the, like, you have is a film sack in there? Are we counted for that? I always thought we should.
Film sack I think is in there.
All right, we should have that.
The sad thing is there's like 3 or 4 Brian Ibbots, and it's a bummer because it's like, no, I want there just to be one Brian Ibbott.
Yeah, one of
you. There's only one Brian Ibbott.
There's only one. There was only ever one. Don't make more than one.
Exactly. Yes, please stop.
Check this out. You could, if you listen to a commercial from 2012 now, 13, whenever it was.
Oh yeah.
I did a bunch of GE ads, and here's one of them. Chat. I don't know which one this is. GE understands how a super body can do super things, like fly, in the hurdling sense of the word. Hurdlers use stomach muscles to soar, more specifically the psoas muscle. It runs from your thigh bone through your stomach and up your lower back. It makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about.
It's so cool, though. AV Tech John found the X-Wings movie trailer.
Oh, what? Let me see it. I was just going to ask you if you had some audio. I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll put the whole video up. Okay, hold on. I'm so excited. I've never heard you do this. All right. There we go. Okay, let me pull it over here. Okay. Here we go.
From Disney and Pixar, the visionary studios that brought you cars, planes, boats, and trains, comes their next adventure set a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
All wings report in.
Blue 34, standing by.
This is Orange 8. Let's play ball.
Hey,
This
Veronica.
is Bad 16, standing by.
Periwinkle 19, standing by.
Red 11, let's do this.
Red 7, standing by.
Blue 24, standing by, baby.
Hazel 42, standing by.
Pink 28, ready to party.
Green 33, giddy up.
Red 5, standing by.
Red 2, standing by. Look at the size of that thing.
Is that just the one part? Is there more in here with your voice?
There might be one more, but isn't that hilarious?
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty great.
Like 18 minutes of Red 17 standing by.
Yeah, there's a lot of colors, turns out.
Yeah.
For that. That's great. Well, there you go. Does that answer your question, dear listener? Who is that again? Grindy? Grindy?
Grindy.
That is your real name? Yeah, I haven't done much that's like public since, but a few things here and there. I did a corporate thing a year ago that I don't think anyone sees but the company who I did it for, that kind of thing. But yeah, stuff here and there. The Olympics thing was fun to do because there was like 12 of those. And
oh yeah,
people would say, I think I heard a thing that sounded just like
yeah,
you
it
on
sounded
TV.
like Scott.
And because they ran during the Olympics, so a lot of people saw it. And that was a lot of fun. Somebody thought, oh, did that turn into anything for you? No. I mean, it was a paid gig, but I didn't do anything else after that. Still trying to get this. I've got a book that somebody has asked me to do the audiobook version of, and I need to just carve out the time and do it, because my problem is if I do it and it's too long over a long period of time, they're going to get different sounds of my voice. So I need to just kind of like lock myself. Maybe just go to a hotel, lock myself in a hotel for a week, and just knock the whole thing out. That actually sounds fun. Go to Vegas, get a suite.
God. That's the problem. If I go to Vegas, there is no telling what my voice is going to sound like on day 3 or 4 or 5.
That's true.
It's got to be like someplace that I don't want to leave the hotel so much, you know?
Yeah. Got to go to a desert.
Detroit.
Yeah, something like go to Detroit. Sorry, Detroit. Sorry. But,
sorry, Detroit listeners, but...
it's just kind of how it is. All right.
Yeah.
You'll all survive. That is going to do it for today's show. Big thanks to our patrons who help support the show and make it happen. Patreon.com/TMS is where to do that. And I want to welcome Oh Them Bones, who joined the show at the maximum level. We call it the Velvet Rope. It's a rarefied group, and I love everyone in there, but I really wanted to make sure we welcomed Oh Them Bones at the Velvet Rope level. And you're like, what the heck is that? Well, you can go find out. Just check it out at the website. It's over at patreon.com/TMS. Do it today. And that's going to do it for our show. We need to get out of here. Do you have a song?
I do, and I'm so excited about this one. Katie Talmo, a.k.a. Katrina in Cat. This is so exciting. Hello there, Scott and Brian. I've worked very hard since the beginning of 2022, and I have lost over 110 pounds on my own.
Damn.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Jeez.
well done.
It's one of my arms. But on Monday, December 19th, I'm going under the knife and getting bariatric surgery to help keep this weight loss train rolling. I'm definitely getting more nervous the closer it gets. I would love you to play a cover of Brave by Sarah Bareilles. But hey, I know Brian can find a great song for any occasion, so I leave it ultimately in his hands. I will also accept any and all Tad vibes for the road ahead. Thanks and happy holidays to everyone.
Nice.
And if you want to know what kind of surgery, it's the vertical gastric sleeve. Basically, they'll just be cutting out approximately 75% of my stomach and a hernia repair while they've got me opened up. Holy cow, Katrina, that is so fantastic. You'll hear this probably after the surgery, but obviously met you in Chicago, met you at the most recent TMS Vegas, and so excited for you and impressed. Like 110 pounds, I just need to get off my butt and do it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever known anyone who's lost that kind of weight. And every time I hear about that, I just think, what excuses do I have? I don't have any.
That's before and after photos where they're holding their pants out as far as their arm can stretch.
Yeah. Yep. I'd love to do that to my pants. Well, actually, I'd be close to dead. I shouldn't do that exactly with mine. I just need to lose. I have another 25. I want that to go. If I can get that 25 out, I'm in Skinny City. That's where I want to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yep. Make it happen. All right. Well, let's get to her request. This is an a cappella band called Capital Blend. Blend meaning two things getting put together. From an album called Double Shot. Oh yes, meaning two things getting put together. This is a mashup cover. But surprisingly, with that album title and that band, this is the only mashup cover they do on that album. 12 songs, and only one of them is like this. This is Brave and Roar, so Sarah Bareilles and Katy Perry. It's amazing how well these two songs go together. And this one goes out to you, Katy. Congrats, and here is Brave Roar.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow for a Tuesday edition of The Morning Stream.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I don't care.
Oh, oof. I pulled that at random, and now I regret it. I should check those first.